So the gaps has to be filled up as early as possible. That's why I appeal.
I would like to interpret the gap in two distinct ways. The one is, there are three things. One is algorithmic way of learning mathematics. The other one is conceptual way of understanding mathematics. And the third one is application-oriented mathematics. For example, Amber Habib mentioned about calculus, and he also said about geometric interpretation of various things. Calculus originated in applications. And Professor Subramanian also mentioned about certain things. You could have seen that, and in yesterday's some other teachers' presentation I found about decimal arithmetic, various kinds of stuff. So algorithmic way is never integrated with conceptual and way of doing things. And there are always certain misconceptions about this. They say that students are not interested. If you try to explain why certain things work, they may not. This is, I think, we are cheating ourselves and others. I always found it's good to mention about conceptual and ideas behind any kind of thing in mathematics. It's like saying something that when you have children at the age of 2, she does not understand abstract nouns. She does not understand if I say something and I will talk to her only in her baby language, then the baby will never begin to speak. So similarly, I think our students, if they have to do well, we should emphasize. It may take time. Some good students may understand it today or tomorrow. Average student may understand within a week. A bad student understand after a year or two. But all should be taught. But that's not at the cost of algorithmic way of doing things, because mathematics per se is perceived as an applied science. That's why whatever you teach, students ask, what is the use of learning this or that in mathematics? So, in some sense, the algorithmic way of doing that, you should be able to do it, yes. At the same time, we should also teach. And the second thing is the gap between algorithmic and conceptual mathematics plus applications. That also should be emphasized. That, I think, was pointed out by Amber, and there have been a lot of debates in the US about calculus teaching. Not only calculus teaching, I mean even linear algebra. In fact, there are mathematicians who believe that calculus has its day. Now I think linear algebra should take. Okay, the emphasis should be more on linear algebra than on calculus. Anyway, so the application should also be taught. So I believe these gaps should also be filled to a certain extent. And you don't have to be a great expert, is what I found. For example, I always try to teach applications also. I am a pure mathematician by training. I love mathematics just for its own sake. But in spite of that, I go out of my way to learn something. I may or may not be able to convince my audience, but at least I tell them. They stand convinced, okay, there seem to be some applications. So I think it's very important. This kind of gap should be filled if you want to keep students attracted to mathematics, stay in mathematics. And the second thing which I'm thinking about is on various levels. Students from primary to whatever you call it, secondary, higher secondary, to college, and to postgraduate, to research. I don't believe there is so much of a gap up to something like 10th standard, possibly. It's algorithm oriented. The only one or two points which are sticky points, maybe when they deal with the fractions, decimals, and then polynomials and algebra. Yeah, mostly it's taught as kind of thing, manipulation of symbols, we do it. But when they come to BSc level mathematics, there is a mixture. There is some kind of mathematics which is essentially computational nature. You keep on doing, you follow the algorithm, you get to know, solve it. But there is also a conceptual thing at a very general level. This is where I found during my last 25 years of experience in undergraduate mathematics, I found something very interesting. Is some of the concepts which are introduced earlier, the teachers think that's enough. The student had heard the jargon, he has heard those words, that's more than enough. The point in question is like sets and functions and relations. And the students, when they come to BSc, I'm going to even to MSc, what they know is how to write ABCD, 1, 2, 3, and put arrows. These are the sets, these are the functions, this is 1, 1, this is onto, this is bijection, this is all they know. They are never exposed to kind of the real sets, how to define a subset. The subsets need not be listed. They are only described by means of stipulating conditions. These kinds of things are never taught. And they have problem. They have problems so much so that I had even seen one research institute PhD student saying that any subset of a Cartesian product is a Cartesian product of subsets. This filling of the gaps really helped them to do much better. The kind of all of us have almost like a dramatic improvement in the students, and the pass percentage is very high, and the understanding level becomes high. So that can be filled. This is from my experience at undergraduate university level. And when it comes to research level, that's something very interesting again. Even those students who have done extremely well and who got their master's degree at very good institutes of this country, okay, they are exposed to very good teaching, what I would call very good lectures, very top class people. So they do all those things, but on the other hand, they do not have a real taste of what is research. They do not know, when I get something, I should explore further. The extra mile is needed. That concept is never given to them. You take it, they try to understand, they try to do that. But they don't try to say whether they can say something more, whether the same thing will yield something different, or can I change some of the parameters and get something else. That kind of investigation, exploration, and experimentation is never encouraged in the standard thing. That kind of thing can be done at master's level easily, even earlier, but certainly at that level. That will make them better prepared for research. These are my comments. Thank you.